I got transmigrated into a trashy romance novel as the male lead, and the story kicks off the day my girlfriend dumps me. Suddenly, countless comments started scrolling across my vision. Serves you right for ghosting her, didn't answer your phone, you deserve to be dumped. LMAO. Were you duo queuing with your best girl bro until 3 a.m. again? Classic scumbag move. This scumbag should just spontaneously combust. Run, girl. Run. Can't wait for the groveling part. I'll be there to scatter your ashes. I feel so bad for the female lead. Dump him, dump him. I remembered the original plot. The male lead had a best buddy, Vivian Gray, who he'd game with in 5 stacks and grab late-night kebabs with, completely ignoring the female lead. The female lead's heart died. She left him for the second male lead, and only then did the protagonist realize his mistake, spending the rest of his life as a walking corpse. But I'm not the original male lead who wants to play along with this pathetic, melodramatic love triangle, or quadrangle. So annoying. Isn't freedom great? So I turned to the female lead and said, a breakup? You're leaving? Please don't just walk away. You need to run. Run for your life, Chapter 1. The commentariat exploded. Run for your life? What a psycho. Has this scumbag lost his mind? Where's the begging? The excuses? This isn't in the script, LMAO. Is this some new form of psychological manipulation? Girl, don't listen to him. Run like... Physically run, Victoria Prescott, the female lead, and currently still my girlfriend froze on the spot. She must have expected me to do the same old routine, apologize, explain that I missed her call because I was dead asleep, and insist that Vivian and I are just bros. But she never imagined I'd agree to the breakup, let alone tell her to run. At that moment, Vivian Gray, the best girl bro from the novel, was standing right next to me. A triumphant smile flashed across her face as she said breezily, "Oh, come on, Vicky, what's there to be angry about? Sincere and I are really just best buds. We were gaming pretty late last night, so he let me crash in the guest room. You're not going to break up over something so small, are you?" As she spoke, she nudged me with her elbow, her eyes glinting with a mix of smugness and urgency. Annoying. So damn annoying. These two women were just standing here, one on the verge of tears, waiting to be coddled, the other putting on a phony just bros act. Add to that the dense wall of comments calling me a scumbag. My head was buzzing. Irritated, I pushed Vivian's arm off me. "You can go too," I said. "What are you standing around for, waiting for me to buy you lunch? Or maybe you should run too? It's good exercise." The commentariat went wild again. Holy crap, indiscriminate fire? He's kicking out his best bud too? Has this scumbag had a personality transplant? The male lead must have seen the error of his ways. He's just trying to get the other girl to leave so he can beg the female lead to stay. Vivian was completely floored. Sincere. What do you mean? I'm your best friend, Vivian. We've known each other for years. How can you compare me to those other girls? Best friend? I scoffed. The sound wasn't loud, but it was sharp. Vivian, save it. There's no such thing as a purely platonic friendship between a man and a woman. The living room fell even quieter. Vivian's face went from pale to red, then from red to a sickly green. Victoria also looked up at me, her eyes filled with suspicion. I continued, frowning. Let's all stop kidding ourselves. Best bud? Best guy friend? Who are you trying to fool? Who's this performance for? Vivian finally snapped. Her voice was shrill and piercing. Sincere Turner, you bastard, how dare you make things up? We're just friends. It's platonic. Platonic. I raised an eyebrow, my voice dripping with sarcasm. Platonic enough to duo queue until 3 a.m.? Platonic enough to wander around my apartment in your pajamas? Platonic enough to accidentally throw your arm around my shoulder right in front of my girlfriend? Vivian, your platonic friendship seems pretty damn diluted. Playing the victim while scheming behind the scenes, isn't it exhausting? What's that term again? A pick-me girl disguised as one of the guys? Vivian was rendered speechless, her face turning the color of liver as her chest heaved with rage. Victoria watched Vivian's reaction, her expression a complex mix of anger, sorrow, and perhaps dawning realization. The direction of the comments was getting chaotic. Damn, the guy's a scumbag, but what he's saying kind of makes sense. Is the scumbag just attacking everyone today? Friend and foe alike? Who cares, let the dogs fight, Vicky. This is your chance to escape. I'm still waiting for the groveling at the crematorium scene, Chapter 2. The air was dead silent. Victoria didn't move. Vivian was still trembling with rage. The comments were still scrolling frantically. I leaned against the entryway cabinet and clicked my tongue. Victoria Prescott. She flinched as I called her name, instinctively looking at me. Weren't you breaking up with me? I jutted my chin toward the front door. The door's open. Aren't you leaving? Are you waiting for me to roll out the red carpet? Victoria's face paled even further. She stared at me, her expression impossibly complex. Anger? Hurt? Or was she seeing me clearly for the first time? She pressed her lips together and stayed put. Something else? I raised an eyebrow, my impatience practically spilling out. The password. Victoria finally spoke, her voice a little hoarse but stubborn. Your apartment's digital lock. You changed the code. I couldn't get in. Why did you change it? Oh, right. In the original plot, Vivian, the best bud, had indeed thoughtfully helped me change the digital lock's password. Her excuse was for security reasons in case too many people knew it. In reality, it was a move to slowly squeeze Victoria out and assert her own dominance. My gaze snapped to Vivian. She was biting her lip, putting on the perfect expression of someone who'd been wrongly accused. Sincere, don't blame me, she blurted out, speaking rapidly. It was before right. Remember how a bunch of the guys used to come over for gaming sessions on weekends? It gets messy with so many people. I was just worried about security, so I suggested changing the password. Really, I was doing it for your own good. The comments chimed in right on cue. Changing the password? Isn't Vivian overstepping a bit? Here we go with the for your own good warning for my own good. I scoffed, not bothering to waste any more words on her. I walked straight to the digital lock. I reached out. Beep. After a few taps, I set a new password. I pulled my hand back, not even glancing at Vivian's instantly ashen face, and turned to Victoria. Now nobody knows it. Neither of you can get in, so... Satisfied? Are you leaving now, or running? The air froze. Victoria was stunned. She probably hadn't expected me to be so decisive. Then she took another deep breath, pulled out her phone, swiped a few times, and shoved the screen in my face. It was a photo. I was leaning against the headboard, eyes closed, looking like I was asleep. Vivian, wearing a skimpy tank top, had her head tilted, pressed tightly against my shoulder, a sweet smile on her face. The angle was deliberately tricky, making the scene look incredibly intimate. This. Victoria's voice trembled with suppressed rage. She sent this to me at 3 a.m. Explain. So that was her move. In the original plot, this intimate photo was the final straw that broke the female lead and the ironclad evidence the male lead would later regret for the rest of his life. The moment Vivian saw the photo, the look of a wronged victim on her face morphed into panic. But she quickly tried to compose herself. Vicky, let me explain. It's not what you think. Sincere fell asleep while gaming last night, and I was just worried he'd get cold. So I went to put a blanket on him. Really, I didn't do anything. I just snapped a quick picture, as a memento. The commentariat went berserk. Holy crap, the smoking gun classic green tea move. Taking photos like that angle, that expression, and you're telling me you're just bros? The scumbag was asleep, playing dead. I don't buy it. Run, girl, run. Let these two be locked together. Don't let them inflict themselves on anyone else. I looked at Vivian's face, still desperately trying to spin her story, and just felt disgusted. A memento? Snapped a quick picture? This was harassment and invasion of privacy. I pulled out my phone and called the police. Both Victoria and Vivian looked like someone had hit the pause button, staring blankly at the phone in my hand. The color drained from Vivian's face. Sincere Turner? What are you doing? Hello? 911? I spoke into the connected call, my voice clear and steady, without a hint of joking. I'd like to report a crime. Yes, someone is harassing me, has taken private photos of me without my consent, and has distributed them. The address is Unit TexX, XX Building, XX Complex. The suspect is on the scene right now. Please send someone to handle this as soon as possible. Thank you. I hung up. I slipped the phone back into my pocket. The living room was deathly silent. Victoria's mouth was slightly agape. She was completely petrified. Vivian looked as if all the bones had been removed from her body, her face a mask of ghostly disbelief. You called the cops? Her voice trembled like a leaf in the wind. Sincere Turner, you dare call the cops? Over something this small? Small? I sneered. Taking my picture without permission and sending it around is a small thing? You can explain it to the police officers. Now I pointed to the door. Get away from me. Keep your distance until the police arrive, or I'll add malicious intent to the charges. The comments, as if on a delay, finally exploded across the screen. Whole lies, he called the cops? For real? He's actually involving the police? Is he taking it this far? The scumbag is on a killing spree today. He's gone completely psycho, haha. The pick-me girl scheme just crashed and burned. So satisfying. But if he does this, what about the female lead groveling at the crematorium? He didn't just burn the crematorium down, he blew up the damn foundation. The ashes are scattered to the four winds. Wait, he's annoyed with the female lead and the female rival. What the hell does he want? To destroy the world? Chapter 3. Victoria stared at the scene before her, took a deep breath, and spoke with the calm of a dead heart, sincere. I don't love you anymore. Let me go. Even if you kick Vivian out now, even if you call the police on her, it's useless. Do you understand what it feels like to not be in love? My heart died every time you ignored me, every time you let her provoke me. The old you wasn't like this. Her voice was a little distant, tinged with a bitter nostalgia. The old you would remember my period, make me hot tea, pick me up from work no matter how late it was. You would notice I was unhappy from just a single look. You would coddle me. She paused, her eyes turning red again, but this time no tears fell. She just stared at me intently. But now? You don't care what I want at all. You only care about your own damn pleasure. You can't even be bothered to pretend anymore. You just don't get it. Get it? I cut her long-winded accusation short, my face a mask of impatience. And if I get it, then what? I go back to being your 24/7 doting boyfriend, at your beck and call, catering to your every whim, worshipping you like a queen. I let out a derisive laugh as if I just had an epiphany. Oh, I get it now. So, the old me was just a simp? Well, then I threw my hands up, my tone genuinely light and relieved. This is great. I'm finally free. I don't have to pretend anymore. What a relief, Victoria. She looked like my words simp and free had completely short-circuited her brain. The commentariat also fractured. Simp? Free? What the hell did I just hear? The scumbag called himself a simp and said he's free? Has he been possessed by some weird entity? The script is completely broken. Where's the director? The writer, get over here and take this beating. The female lead CPU is fried. This is a new meme in the making, but seriously, that look of relief on his face. Does he actually mean it? Just then, ring. The phone clutched in Victoria's hand suddenly rang. She answered with a frown. Someone on the other end said something. Victoria's expression changed. She glanced at me subconsciously and lowered her voice. At Sincere's place, something came up. You don't need to come over. But clearly the person on the other end was insistent. Victoria held the phone, her expression complex, and said no more. My hearing is sharp and the phone was leaking sound. A gentle but clearly anxious male voice drifted out. Vicky, tell me the address. I'm on my way. Did Sincere bully you again? Don't be afraid, I'm here for you. Well. Victoria's classmate has arrived, the devoted second male lead from the original plot, Ethan Donovan, the good man who silently protected the female lead after her heart was broken, eventually moving her and winning her over. Thinking about it now, what a load of crap. The female lead breaks up with me one second and is warmed and moved by him the next. Isn't that just a seamless transition? It's just opportunism disguised as devotion. Victoria was still hemming and hawing. I walked over and snatched the phone from her hand. I spoke clearly into the receiver. Hello? Ethan Donovan? The person on the other end was clearly taken aback for a moment. Sincere Turner? Where's Vicky? What did you do to her? She's perfectly fine. My tone was flat. She just broke up with me. She's crying. I've shared her location with you and you already know the address. Want to make your move? I pulled one corner of my mouth into a smirk. Here's your chance. Hurry up. What nonsense are you talking? Victoria's face flushed with anger as she tried to grab the phone back. Ethan's voice on the other end grew heavy with rage. Sincere Turner, watch your mouth. Do you think everyone is as disgusting as you? I'm just concerned about Vicky. Do you have any idea how much she's done for you? She loved you so much, and how did you treat her? You don't deserve her love. There it is. The classic line. Do I deserve it? None of your damn business. She's done a lot for me. I laughed as if I'd just heard the world's greatest joke. Like what? Ethan was choked by my question, but his anger quickly returned as he began to list things off. She gave up the opportunity to study abroad for you. She pulled all-nighters helping you organize materials when you were starting your business. Stop. I cut him off impatiently. These things, does she have a mouth? Did she ever tell me any of this? Ethan, Victoria, the commentariat? A soul-crushing question now that you mention it. I don't think the female lead ever told the scumbag any of this. She only ever complained to the second male lead. I paid for this story. Is this what I'm supposed to be seeing? I refuse to accept any flaws in my female lead. I aimed my next words at the phone, full throttle. So she does things, keeps her mouth shut, never tells her own boyfriend, but then runs off to complain to an outsider like you about how much she's sacrificed for me. Ethan, let me ask you, her mouth, is it just for decoration, or is it attached to your face? The way you two operate is pretty interesting. One of you keeps quiet, silently sacrificing, wallowing in self-pity. The other listens attentively, remembers every detail, and is always ready to be the rebound guy. And now you have the gall to call me up and tell me I'm not worthy? Tisk. You two and your brains. My tone was as cutting as it could be, dripping with naked mockery. Are you conjoined twins sharing one? Or did you both get your head stuck in a door and suffer simultaneous water damage? Are you done with this self-congratulatory melodrama yet? The other end of the line was dead silent. Victoria's face went from red to white, then from white to green, her lips trembling. Ethan's breathing grew heavy, clearly enraged. The commentariat went completely insane. Holy crap, maximum verbal assault. He's a scumbag, but damn, those words cut deep. A genius of logic. You can't even argue with that. The female lead and second male lead just got verbally slapped into next week. The scumbag is using an area of effect attack today. No survivors begging her back? Crematorium. The scumbag has already scattered the ashes 3 times over. This book is unreadable. The male lead has completely degenerated into the final boss, Sincere Turner. You're an asshole, Ethan roared through the phone. Takes one to know one. I couldn't be bothered to waste more breath. I've sent you the address. Come and get your precious damsel. Get her out of my sight. Good, bye. With that, I hung up. I casually tossed the phone back to the still dazed Victoria. Your knight in shining armor will be here shortly. I pointed to the door. The exit is that way. Have a nice life. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Chapter 4. Victoria's eyes were fixed on me, burning with fury and humiliation. Sincere Turner, her voice turned shrill, cracking at the edges. How dare you say that? Is this whole playing hard to get act fun for you? You think this will make me come back? You think Ethan and I? She took a deep breath as if to prove her innocence. We're just friends. We will only ever be friends. It's impossible. Stop slandering us. Playing hard to get. I cleaned out my ear, thinking I'd misheard, then asked with genuine confusion, who am I trying to get, you or him? I scoffed, a hint of real bewilderment in my voice. Are you insane? You're the one who wanted to break up. I agreed. Now you're just lingering here, refusing to leave. What's the game? Are you seriously waiting for me to get on my knees and beg? You've been reading too many romance novels. I didn't want to say another word. I was on a completely different wavelength from these two with their bizarre logic. Fine. I nodded in resignation, my voice utterly calm. You two won't leave? Okay, I will. With that, I shut the door and walked away, the comments scrolling before my eyes, completely shattered into a pixelated mess. He left? He actually left? What about the begging, the crematorium? I got all ready for the drama and you show me the male lead just walking out. Scumbag, a pure, unrepentant scumbag. Wait, he actually seems completely fed up? Relieved? I don't understand this plot anymore. What happened to the angsty, profound love story? The female lead is green with rage. The second male lead is still on his way. The rival is paralyzed with fear. And the male lead ran away? What kind of surreal scene is this? I'm not happy. I'm extremely unhappy. I feel cheated. Not seeing the male lead grovel and cry, can't sleep. Author, are you asleep? Because I'm not. After leaving my apartment, the entire world felt peaceful. No more of Victoria's whimpering. No more of Vivian's brotherly love. No more of the commentariat's endless curses, though they were still floating around. I chose to ignore them. The day couldn't have been better. Even coding at work felt smoother. My thoughts were clear, and I made fewer bugs. My boss even gave me a look that seemed to say, has this kid finally gotten his act together? The winds of freedom smelled so sweet. After work, I went to a new popular coffee shop downstairs from the office. I'd heard their desserts were to die for. I walked up to the counter, ordered an iced Americano and their signature tiramisu. While waiting for my order, I glanced around. My eyes swept over a booth in the corner, and then I froze. Two people were sitting side by side in the dimly lit corner. The man had his arm around the woman's shoulder, and she was sobbing quietly. They looked familiar. Weren't they Ethan Donovan and Victoria Prescott? Said they were nothing this morning, and now they're wrapped in each other's arms tonight. Talk about a quick turnaround. As if sensing my gaze, her hand, which had been stirring her coffee, paused. She then shot her head up, and our eyes met. Our gazes locked. The look of irritation on her face instantly froze. The next second, it morphed into pure panic. The coffee spoon in her hand clattered onto the ceramic saucer. The sound was sharp and piercing. Chapter 5. Ethan followed her gaze, and when he saw me, his expression froze as if he'd seen a ghost. The air instantly turned to ice. The commentariat erupted. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, this is so awkward, saying they're nothing in the morning and on a date by night. Ha ha, what a small world. The drama continues. Battle Royale Season 2 premiere. Look at the female lead's face. It's priceless. She looks like she just got caught cheating. She dropped her spoon. Ha ha ha. Victoria shot up from her seat so fast that her knee slammed into the table. With a loud thud, the coffee cup wobbled, and a little of the dark liquid sloshed out. It stained the white tablecloth. She didn't have time to feel the pain or clean the mess. She rushed over to me in a few steps, her face pale, lips trembling. What are you doing here? Her voice was tight with panic. A comment floated by. Guilty, definitely guilty, duh. What else would they be doing hiding in a corner? Suddenly, I'm fine with him not chasing her back. Ha ha ha. My face was impassive. I held up the pager in my hand, buying coffee, getting dessert. Just then, a barista called out from the counter. Sir, your iced Americano and tiramisu are ready. Thanks, I replied, ignoring Victoria and walking right past her. I went to the counter and picked up my coffee and dessert box. Victoria stood frozen in place like an abandoned doll. Ethan finally snapped out of it and hurried over, once again taking up his position by Victoria's side. His protector persona was back online, though this time his face was a mixture of forced calm and embarrassment. Sincere. What a coincidence, Ethan said dryly. Yeah, a coincidence. I nodded, took a sip of my iced Americano. It was cold and refreshing. My gaze swept over him, then over the still frozen Victoria. A small smirk played on my lips. You two here for coffee as well? Nice. This place is pretty secluded. I drew out the last two words. The commentariat hit another peak. Pfft, secluded, sincere. You're the king of sarcasm. That's a fatal blow. Ha ha. The second male lead's face is turning green. The female lead is about to cry. Yes, more. Don't stop. That's just a misunderstanding. The male lead is being a bit petty. Victoria's face flushed from pale to crimson with shame and anger. She bit her lower lip hard, her eyes beginning to well up again. Sincere Turner, what do you mean we just happened to run into each other, just chatting? Oh, I replied flatly, took another sip of coffee and looked at Ethan. Mr. Donovan, you seem to have a lot of free time, always happening to run into someone else's ex-girlfriend who needs comforting? Ethan's face instantly turned beet red, a nerve having been struck. Sincere, don't go too far. Vicky's not in a good place. I'm just concerned about her as a friend. Am I supposed to just watch her suffer alone and do nothing? The comments began to split. The second male lead kind of has a point. Friend? Pfft, yeah, right, the male lead's words are a bit harsh, don't you think? Yeah, why embarrass the female lead like that? She's already so pitiful. What's wrong with someone comforting her? I nodded, my tone still flat as I turned to Victoria. Concerned. That's great. So this morning you swore you'd have nothing to do with him for the rest of your life, and by evening the rest of your life was already over. My question left Victoria speechless. Tears finally started to fall. This time they weren't for show. They were tears of frustration and humiliation. She stomped her foot. Sincere Turner, you're an asshole. I have my own life. Are you going to control who I have coffee with? Are you going to mock me for it? A comment floated by. She's crying, male lead, comfort her. Yes, male lead, hug her and then you'll make up hurry. But he really doesn't have the right to say anything, right? They already broke up control. I let out a short, sharp laugh. What am I controlling? Victoria, you're the one who broke up with me. I agreed, we're done. I'm buying my coffee, you're drinking yours. What did I mock you for? I was just curious. Curious why you two like to happen to run into each other in the corner of a coffee shop. Do friends need to be so secretive when they chat? The surrounding area grew even quieter. People who hadn't been paying attention to us were now looking over, their eyes filled with curiosity and gossip. A low buzz of conversation began to rise. Victoria's face was completely red, looking like it was about to bleed. She wished the ground would open up and swallow her whole. Ethan's face was also extremely ugly, shifting between shades of green and white. He struggled to maintain his composure. Sincere, do you have to be like this? Vicky was with you. After all, can't you leave her with a little dignity? The commentariat, dignity. LMAO, did they think about dignity when they were being sneaky? The male lead is just stating facts. The second male lead is getting desperate. He's panicking. Dignity? I repeated the word, my eyes turning ice cold as I looked at Ethan as if he were a pathetic clown. Ethan Donovan, I want you to look deep into your heart and ask yourself what you're doing right now, comforting someone else's ex-girlfriend, meeting her in the corner of a coffee shop, giving her hope, making her think that her breaking up with me was just a test and that I should immediately come begging and pleading. Are you helping her maintain her dignity? I took half a step forward, my gaze sharp. Or are you just feeding her delusions, making her think she can fall back on someone better, letting her revel in the fantasy of being fought over by two men? Ethan took a step back under my interrogation, his eyes darting around. He couldn't meet my gaze. His lips moved, but no words came out. The comments exploded. Holy crap, checkmate, his logic is flawless, right for the jugular. The second male lead's intentions have been completely exposed. Rebound guy? No. This guy can't even be a proper rebound. The male lead is a legend, ripping off the mask of hypocrisy. The gossip from the onlookers grew louder, filled with undisguised mockery and understanding. Ooh, so that's what's going on, Tisk. That other guy looks decent enough. Turns out he's just a homewrecker? And the girl, breaking up and immediately moving on. A little desperate. Well, one's willing to play the game, and the other's willing to be played. It's just so awkward getting caught by the ex. Victoria broke down. She finally realized that in front of this man, her little schemes, Ethan's grimy intentions, had all been laid bare for everyone to see, like a ridiculous farce. Enough, Sincere, enough, she shrieked, her voice shrill and piercing, tears streaming down her face. I hate you! I hate you so much, I'm never speaking to you again! She violently shoved Ethan, who was standing in front of her. This time, Ethan lost his balance and stumbled right into a large potted plant next to them. The leaves rustled loudly, drawing even more attention. Victoria covered her face and ran out of the coffee shop without looking back, leaving a disheveled Ethan and a shop full of whispers and laughter in her wake. The comments instantly flooded the screen. Female lead, I hate you, the classic line arrives. Fashionably late. She ran again, covering her face and running again. Ha ha. The second male lead got shoved into a plant. Karma, male lead. I just wanted to buy some coffee. JPG, a masterpiece. The male lead calmly watches the drama unfold as the other two flee in disgrace. No way, the male lead is the scumbag. I want to see him grovel. Author, come out and face me. Ethan struggled to untangle himself from the plant. His expensive shirt was smudged with dirt, and his hair was a mess. He was breathing heavily, glaring at me with a look that could kill. Sincere, you just wait. After spitting out this completely harmless threat, he abandoned all pretense of dignity and scrambled out after her, probably to comfort the hysterical Victoria. The coffee shop returned to its previous quiet, leaving only the rich aroma of coffee, the sweet scent of cream, and the lingering buzz of gossip. A barista cautiously handed me the packed tiramisu. Sir, your dessert. Thanks. I took it. The world was finally completely quiet. I found an empty seat by the window. The night view was beautiful. I opened the box, took a spoonful of tiramisu and put it in my mouth. Sweet, soft, with a slight bitterness from the coffee liqueur. The texture was rich, the flavors complex. Yeah, it was definitely to die for. Much more interesting than watching that miserable couple's soap opera. I ate slowly, savoring this rare, genuine moment of peace. The winds of freedom. So damn sweet. Chapter 6. The days were quiet for a while. Work, go home, code, play games, order takeout. No one crying, no one telling me what to do. It was comfortable. When I got home from work and collapsed on the sofa, my phone rang again. It was Vivian Gray, who had been released. I put it on speaker, too lazy to hold it. Hello? Sincere, bro, I'm out. I forgive you. You free tonight? Let's game. I've been practicing a new hero. I'm a beast with them. I'll carry you. Vivian's voice was probing. The commentariat instantly flooded the screen. The rival is here, she's back. Ooh, the pick-me girl is online. The bro routine right on schedule. Male leads say yes, their bromance is so good. Good my ass, she's obviously just testing the waters. I scoffed and said, Vivian, get a grip. Vivian, huh? A grip on what? I'm perfectly fine, are you? My tone was laced with mockery. Let me ask you, does a truly platonic best friendship exist in this world? A woman who constantly revolves around a man, always saying we're just bros, gaming together, eating together, getting upset when he's in a relationship, and being the first to comfort him as his bro when he's single? The tone of the comments began to shift. Damn right, for the jugular, the male lead is going nuclear. He just called out the entire pick-me-girl playbook. Vivian went silent on the other end, her breathing a little heavy. I continued, my pace unhurried, each word crystal clear. Vivian, are you sure you just want to be bros? Or are you using the bro title to engage in ambiguous behavior? Are you enjoying the special access that being his bro gives you? Are you thinking you can win him over by being close to him? The comments exploded. Prifties, right daggers, all daggers. The female lead is a crybaby. The rival is a pick-me girl. The male lead has it rough. Is the male lead's mouth a machine gun? His aim is perfect. Vivian finally couldn't hold it in anymore. Her voice turned shrill with the anger of being exposed. Sincere, what nonsense are you spouting? What kind of person do you think I am? We've known each other for so many years. You know how I feel about you. I wasn't even mad when you called the cops on me, and now you're being so cruel. Ha, I sneered. How you feel about me? Before, I tolerated your little bro act out of some respect for our old friendship. I didn't call you out on it to save us both some face. But now? I paused, my voice growing colder. Stop acting. Stop deluding yourself. You're not my bro, and I have no interest in playing this best friends game with you anymore. Have you been reading too many romance novels? Do you really think you're the female lead who silently protects the hero and eventually wins him over? Get real, save it! The commentariat was in an uproar, KO. He just shattered the rival's fantasy. The pick-me girl's mask has been ripped to shreds, male lead. I reject the self-pitying backup plan rival. This isn't how my script was supposed to go. The other end of the line was dead silent, save for Vivian's heavy breathing. A few seconds later, beep, 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 she hung up. The commentariat celebrated, ha ha ha, the rival rage. Quit the call so satisfying he shut her down completely. The world is quiet. Well done, male lead. I tossed my phone onto the sofa. Not 2 minutes of peace later, it rang again, an unknown number. I had a feeling trouble was calling again. I answered, still on speaker. Hello? Sincere, it's me, Ethan. Ethan's voice was rushed and out of breath. The background was noisy, like he was running down a street. You have to get to the airport, Vicky. Vicky booked the next flight out. She's going abroad. She's on her way to the airport. Right now, she said she's going to study abroad and never coming back. The comments instantly detonated. Here it is, the classic airport chase scene. Whoa. The female lead is playing her trump card. Going abroad, the mandatory post-breakup trip abroad, fashionably late. But it's here, male lead. Go get to the airport and stop her, the crematorium we've been waiting for. This quick, a heartfelt confession. Win her back. I'll chip in for the plane ticket. Just go. Ethan was still yelling. Sincere, did you hear me? Any later and it'll be too late. She's leaving. You'll never see her again for the rest of your life. Can you bear that? Get to the airport. Get her back. His voice carried a sense of, see how nice I am for telling you. Now hurry up and go. As if he'd forgotten the humiliation at the coffee shop. The comments scrolled frantically. The male lead must be freaking out. Quick, get a cab, hurry. Ah, the suspense is killing me. Male lead, move initiating chase wife crematorium sequence through the phone. Ethan was still nagging me relentlessly. Go, Sincere, I'll send you the flight info. It takes off in an hour if you rush. Now. Oh. I cut him off, my voice calm, almost sleepy. Ethan? Oh, that's it. Oh. Sincere, did you hear what I said? Vicky is leaving, going abroad, and never coming back. I heard you. My tone was flat. My ears aren't broken. My response choked him. Then you... She can go wherever the hell she wants. I spoke clearly into the phone, enunciating every word. The world is a big place. Is this country not big enough for her? The comments instantly glitched. Wah. He's not going to the airport. Am I hearing things? Ethan was completely baffled. His voice rose in pitch. Sincere, are you insane? That's Vicky, she did so much for you and now what's she going abroad for? I cut him off again. Ethan, to study. She said she's going to a top university abroad to study for a better future to study. I scoffed, my sarcasm undisguised. Which top university? One she applied to at the last minute? Did she pass the language exams? How? By cramming for the TOEFL or IELTS? Or, I paused deliberately, by throwing money at the problem? Going to some diploma mill abroad to get a useless degree? Mess around for a year or two, get a piece of paper nobody recognizes, and come back thinking she's better than everyone else? The commentariat, calling out the fake degree, the male lead's perspective is wild diploma mill? Haha, useless degree, perfect. Ethan was so angry he could barely speak. You're slandering her. Vicky is serious, she's going to improve herself. Oh, another oh from me, thick with disbelief. Improving herself is good. Great, even. Well, then I wish her a successful improvement abroad. The commentariat, wishing her well? Seriously? The male lead really isn't going to chase her, is he? Ethan was at his breaking point. Sincere. How can you be so cold-blooded, so selfish? She needs you right now. She needs you to stop her. She's just throwing a tantrum. She's waiting for you to show you care. Can't you just this again? I was getting annoyed. My voice turned cold. Ethan, is there something wrong with your brain? Or have you read so many romance novels you've been poisoned? Every time a girl breaks up with someone, she has to run off to a foreign country to find herself. What's so great about foreign countries? Is the air sweeter there? The commentariat, soul-crushing questions. Yeah, why do they always have to go abroad? Standard trope, break up, go abroad. I went on a full-blown rant into the phone. Foreign countries are so great. Thieves and looters will teach you a lesson in minutes. The streets are full of junkies and homeless people. You've got racism, both overt and subtle, and you hear about shootings on the news every day. She's going there to find herself, or to look for trouble. Or does she think that going abroad will magically transform her into some kind of Empress Victoria, ready to come back and put me in my place? The comments went absolutely wild. Haha, Empress Victoria looters. So true is the male lead's mouth laced with poison. He just ripped apart the entire studying abroad fantasy. Ethan was dumbstruck by my tirade. He couldn't get a single word in. All I could hear was his heavy, ragged breathing. And you, Ethan Donovan. I delivered the final blow. You feel so bad for her, you're so afraid she'll leave? Then why don't you go to the airport and stop her? Tell her how dangerous it is abroad and that she should come back, or buy a ticket and go with her. Be her guardian angel. Why are you whining to me about it? I sneered. What's the matter? Don't have the guts to stop her yourself. You want to push me into the role of the devoted male lead so you can complete the female lead is moved and chooses the gentle second male lead script in your head? The other end of the line was dead silent. Ethan wasn't even breathing anymore. The comments exploded. The ultimate takedown. The second male lead's motives are completely exposed. Second male lead. My script got torn up too? Male lead, I'm sick of all your tired old tricks. I couldn't be bothered to waste any more time. All right, if there's nothing else, I'm hanging up. I wish her a pleasant, study trip abroad. With that, I decisively ended the call. The world was finally completely quiet. The comments were still scrolling, a dense wall of exclamation points and 666 along with various titles like King of Anti-Tropes, The Voice of Reason, and God of Sarcasm. I got up, grabbed a cold Coke from the fridge, popped it open, and took a long swig. So refreshing. It was dark outside, the city lights twinkling. Nice. The airport. Chasing after my ex. The crematorium. What does any of that have to do with me? Chapter 7. The world was truly at peace. Victoria's tear-stained face, along with her endless refrains of "Don't you love me anymore?" and "What did all our years together mean?" had finally vanished from my life. Gone with them were the incessant arguments, the suspicion, and her one-sided perceptions of sacrifice and effort. Vivian, the pick-me girl, never showed up again either. She probably went off to pester some other bros. Good. The air itself felt lighter. Breathing was easier. All that nonsense about love. In the real world, can you eat it? Can it pay the rent? Can it buy the latest graphics card? No, it's all an illusion. I must have had water in my brain before, wasting so much time and energy playing along with their soap opera. And now? Now I just want to make money. At work, I focus on work. My productivity has doubled. Before, I'd spend my evenings figuring out how to placate her. Now, I learn new skills and take on freelance projects online. Time is money, my friend. When I want to relax, I relax. A new AAA game comes out no matter the price. If I want it, I buy it. I no longer have to listen to complaints like you're wasting money again, or the age-old question, what's more important, your games or me? That's a stupid question. Obviously, the game is more important. A game won't throw a fit, won't cause drama, and won't ask if you love it. When I want to eat, I eat. The smoky aroma of a barbecue stand, the glorious feeling of greasy, salty food, the bubbling red oil of a hot pot, so spicy it makes me sweat. I no longer have to worry about her complaining about dieting, or whining that a place is unhygienic or has no ambiance. If it feels good, that's all that matters. Full and satisfied, I'd pat my stomach, feeling a wave of contentment. It's 1,000 times better than arguing with her for half an hour only to end up at some bland, pretentious restaurant where nothing tastes good. As for those two, oh right, that perfect couple. The commentariat was a real pal. They gave me a live broadcast of the aftermath. High alert, Ethan and Victoria have landed in the romantic capital of Paris. It begins. Wow, the banks of the Seine, the Eiffel Tower, so romantic, so sickeningly sweet, nose-picking emoji. Ethan bought Vicky a designer bag, tisk tisk. True love conquers all, eyes rolling into next week. Vicky looks so happy, as if she's found her one true love, sarcastic dog emoji. I scoffed and slurped up the last of my stir-fried noodles. True love, sure. I wish you a long and happy life together. Lock yourselves away and throw away the key. The comments kept scrolling. Breaking news. It looks like they're being followed in the XX district. Holy crap, they're really being robbed. 3 masked men in broad daylight. Look, they snatched Vicky's bag. She's screaming so loud her phone went flying too. Ethan, seems to be attempting a heroic rescue and got shoved to the ground. Pfft, they took Ethan's wallet too. They're so efficient, they're running for their lives. Their shoes are about to fall off. Vicky's makeup is a mess from crying. Latest update, they went to the police station. The language barrier is a nightmare. They're just gesturing wildly. The police officers look confused and annoyed. Haha, I can't breathe. They literally got wiped out the second they landed. Good news. Apparently, their passports are gone too. It's a huge pain to replace them. They'll have to camp out at the embassy. They flew back looking like they'd been through a war economy class. They both had sour faces the whole time. Vicky was still crying. Ethan looked like he'd eaten crap. The comments read like a comedy, one dramatic twist after another, each more hilarious than the last. I was lying on my sofa, having just cleared a level in my new game. I scrolled through the comments on my phone, a smirk spreading across my face. The tone of the comments had completely changed. Damn, the scumbag is over here living his best life playing games, while his ex is getting robbed in a foreign country. The contrast is brutal, male lead, making money, buying games. Ex-girlfriend, causing drama, getting robbed. The winner is clear, the male lead is playing 4D chess. He escaped that mess early on, so smart. Watching his ex suffer is more satisfying than getting a raise. The male lead is a legend, sends a virtual rocket. So, the ultimate fate of the love-obsessed is international robbery? You learn something new every day. Sarcastic dog emoji for safety, heh. I let out a soft laugh. It was quiet, but the commentariat caught it. The male lead laughed. He laughed. He's definitely enjoying the show. That heh was a max-level taunt. So satisfying, male lead. I'll just sit here and watch you show off, and then watch you crash and burn. My computer screen glowed, my character standing on a virtual mountaintop, surveying the world below. This was my kingdom. Victoria, and that idiot Ethan who thought he'd successfully stolen her away. Let them have their drama. Madly in love, inseparable, always ready to declare it's me and you against the world. Fine, you do you. I hope every one of your brave acts of love ends up as spectacularly as this trip to Paris. Getting robbed, fleeing in terror, losing your passports and making a fool of yourselves. This is just the beginning. Those two together are a magnet for bad luck. They have a long life ahead of them, with plenty of opportunities to torture each other, drag each other down, and act out their pathetic soap opera. Let them go all out. I don't have time for that. I have work reports to check, new project feasibilities to research, next month's rent and utilities to calculate. And most importantly, I need to check my bank account balance to see if I can afford to pre-order that new space exploration epic coming out next quarter. The real world is harsh. No money? You're nothing. Love and romance? Vows of eternal devotion? Can you pay your credit card bills with that? Can it cover your mortgage? Can it buy me a top-tier starship in a game? Obviously not. So, the tragic comedy of my ex and her rebound guy has become nothing more than background noise. The commentariat occasionally pushes some real-time jokes my way, which I watch like a free sitcom. Afterward, I get back to my life. My priorities are crystal clear. Work, make money, improve myself, play games, and eat good food. Simple, direct, efficient. No tears, no arguments, no endless emotional drain. Only the steady growth of the numbers in my bank account and the new icons lighting up in my game library. This is what it means to be truly clear-headed. The news of my ex and her night scrambling back to the country became a brief joke among my friends and in some gossip groups. Someone sent me a screenshot of a photo of them at the airport looking disheveled. I didn't bother to zoom in. Not my problem. A few stray comments floated by later. Update, it seems they had a huge fight and broke up because of this disastrous trip, each blaming the other. Tisk, a fragile love. Can't withstand a single storm. It's over, it's over. This is boring. I'd rather watch the male lead make money. I glanced at them, typed the last line of code, saved, and ran it. Perfect. I stretched and walked over to the window. Below, the city was a river of traffic and a sea of lights. Everyone was busy living their own lives. Who has time to act in a melodrama every day? I picked up my phone and ordered a deluxe late-night snack. Then I looked at my wish list on the gaming platform. The latest edition was a hardcore mecha combat game. The trailer was exhilarating. It was expensive, but I could afford it. A genuine smile spread across my face. I opened my budgeting app and looked at the steadily climbing savings number. The sense of security and satisfaction was tangible. It was more real than any empty, ethereal, "I love you." Victoria, her story? That chapter closed a long time ago. It was like uninstalling a buggy, ad-riddled piece of bloatware. Once it was gone, the system ran smoother than ever. This life is awesome. The end? For me, this is the best beginning. A new game of life. Start.